What's up, everybody? Time for part 2 in our Siege Battle Legend Tournament Siege Defense Review series. We're gonna have to shorten that. There's a lot of words in that. We're gonna have to shorten that. Okay, so what we did in the first one, we took a look at the Europe server, the top 20 guilds in the Europe server, what they were using in their defenses for the Siege Battle Tournament. Unfortunately, we couldn't look at their offenses that they were using to hit all these different defenses with. We at least got to take some time to look at their different defenses and how toxic the meta is by the same defenses over and over and over and over again, stacking defenses, the same defenses over and over and over, and what kind of units comprised some of the more meta comps. So I'm going to assume that a lot of you have already watched that. If you haven't, I would say take a look at that to see how toxic and disgusting it is. It's basically, the TLDR is Kamun, Orion, Savannah, Kamun, Vigor, Skogul. That's like 80% of the I'm not even joking. That's like 80% of the defenses. Or Galleon, Clara, and Miho. So that's like that's encapsulates so many of the defenses right now. So this is global server. There's no logo. I should do logo for global server. I should be like at least main or something like, right? Anyway. Let's take a look at the different battles that have gone on so far. Even if the battles already ended, like Mithril and Hell already moved on from their brackets. Phantoma moved on from the brackets. Victoria's Secret moved on. Apocalypse moved on. Swag moved on. Exile Mercs moved on. All those guilds moved on. But we can still see their matches until, I think we can see them for another couple hours. Yeah, like 3, well, at the time I'm recording this video, like 3 more hours. So let's take a look. I saw some crazy stuff with Sinfully Deep. There were some people coming into Twitch chat and they were like, oh yeah, I don't think Swag stands a chance. And Swag was like, I think we could play it back. I don't know if we could play it back just yet or if it's after the 3 hours has elapsed, because it says time remaining 2:57. I think we can play it back after that. Let's take a look at the Victoria's Secret and Imperial Kings. I kind of felt like Victoria's Secret was gonna win this anyway. Like, Victoria's Secret is such a strong guild. I know a few people in Victoria's Secret. They're just so OP. Let's take a look at what they're using. They're using, actually, the leader skill only applies to the one unit there. I would have, like, the Zeratu, right? So, I would have gone, yeah, they went with the LD leader skills instead of the, you know, Vigor has a leader skill, 21%. So they're going for the, HP leader skills over the ones that apply to all 3 units. This is for everyone, so this is just a stronger leader skill as far as the Mi Ying is concerned, but, yep. LD Nat 5, and then a second Awakened 3-star and a Triana. It just feels like these LD Nat 5, like, is it just me, or does it feel like these LD Nat 5 should be in, like, Nat 5 bases with, like, other Nat 5s? I just feel like, but these units are so, that's how you know, like, Vigor is so strong, Triana is so strong, that you could just stick LD Nat 5s with them, and it's about right? So anyway, we see basically the same format here is LD Nat 5, Vigor, Triana. Let's take a look at which that was this tower. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, so we're seeing some mollies again. Very nice. I mean, we usually we have seen in the first video a lot of Kamun, Vigor, Skoguls, a lot of things like that, like I mentioned, right? But this one we're actually seeing some more mollies. So Vigor, Molly, Masha, I like that. I like that it's a little bit different, and I think that it gives some guilds the edge when they're using something a little different, and they're like, the other guilds like, okay, we prepared for this this legend tournament. We have counters to the Vigor, Kamun, and Skoguls, and then they come in, they're like, no, we're gonna use Molly and Masha. It's like, okay, we weren't prepared specifically for that one, so they gotta kind of redo some things, and then while they're redoing things, the one guild's like, no, we're just gonna take towers. While you guys are rechanging your runes, we're just gonna start taking some towers, right? So I like that. I like the strategies. This has nothing because there's the battle's already over. Let's take a look at this base. These are kind of a little bit more, yeah, Kamun, Orion, Savannah. We see a Dark One and a Vigor. I mean, we're seeing a lot of the same things. Lauren replaces Orion in a lot of battles and a lot of defenses. So we're seeing Orion. Lauren was replacing Orion a lot more, but people just started building more counters to the Lauren. So, yep, more Savannahs. This one, see, this is like, we saw this in the Europe video a little bit, This one, though, I was not expecting. Like, this is a whole tower. This is so wacky to me to see this. It's like, there's a whole tower of this defense. Like, I feel like these just, it looks easy to me. Like, that's my first instinct is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit this, definitely. Make a note on this defense, like, okay, let's hit this tower. Because I could definitely take, I don't know, I feel like I would have like a decent amount of teams to hit this with, but I guess at a certain point, not I guess at a certain point you don't have enough teams to hit this with, but I'm just surprised that this defense is doing so good that it was stacked. So it's kind of fun to see different units or different towers and different teams that work. I think we already took a look at that tower, and this tower doesn't have anything on it. Let's go back here. But yeah, I mean that was a bloodbath there. Some of these wound up being like bloodbaths. This was looking like at first it was gonna go the other way around again, I guess, which we took a look at in stream. But don't discount swag until the battle is actually over, right? So anyway, let's take both are really great guilds though. Both are strong guilds. By the way, swag and say swag again are two different guilds. Both in the same guild family. Just in case some of you guys are watching like, oh, that's the guild that Thompson's in. Like, no, it's the say swag again. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the Seratus. Yep, it's the Triana and Vigor and Camoons and Orions and then LD5s. It's just weird to me. I always think that it's weird to see the LD5s in the defenses with the 3 and the 4 stars. Like, I just feel like the value on that is missed out by not having it in the, mixing the star levels in the defenses, right? But I mean, it's all about what unit's best for the job, not about how many stars it has. But since there are specific towers that are like 4-star only, I always feel like the Vigors and the Camoons are best in those towers instead of like sticking them in the 5-star towers and then like trying to stick something else in the 4-star towers, you know what I mean? Unless you have like several Vigors and Camoons, and that's what a lot of people do for high-level siege. They do that. I think I have like 4 Galleons, I have 3 Orions, I have a couple Garrows, couple Bulldozers, couple Lucians, like I don't know, 6, 7, 8 Lucians. I don't know how many Lucians I have. I have a decent amount of Lucians. So we're seeing the Galleon Clara Savannah. So 2 AoE defense breakers actually over there. We're seeing some Skogul Vigor Mollies. Okay, Molly has been picking it up, man, lately. After her buff, she's a force to be reckoned with. We're seeing some more, again, Camoon Bastet Odins, which we're seeing for the first time over here right now. These are a little bit different. Okay. Speed lead, and then the strippers. So the second unit here is the stripper. Well, actually, there's the Mananananon is the stripper too. And then we have the AoE strips. Interesting teams, a little bit different. But speed lead, stripper, and then some kind of threat, right? I mean, it's a standard formula, just different units in there. And then we see Sierra Orion and then Beast Rider. No shock there. We still have music? Yeah, we still have music. Okay. Make it louder for me. Is this a different... Wait, is this a different tower, or did I click the same tower again? Sometimes you never know. And then this is a fairly standard tower. I wonder if I assume this is on Swift for the Druid. Because the Druid, if his activation rate was better on Swift, he would actually be good. He would work like a Gianna, but you couldn't counter him with like Josephine or, yeah, basically Josephine, right? You couldn't counter him with Josephine. But yeah, his activation rate isn't amazing. But this actually, I think is great, but it's an LD5 with 2 4-stars, man. It still looks weird. I'm gonna try this defense on my Europe server because I could build this defense. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see how it works. How I like it. Oh, this is the same. Wait a second. Was that the same tower? Yeah, that was the same tower that I clicked on again. Okay. This is a new CR Orion and Beast Rider tower. Okay, so we see an actually that's what's the defense? Well, you can't really see too much. I mean, you can't see too much from like previously, like how it did like previous weeks, etc., you only see what it has now. So, like for all these, we were looking out on the other server too. But yeah, speed lead, strip, and then AoE control, etc. That's interesting defenses. We see some tankier ones, some kind of mixed defense, and then we see twins, right? Okay, so let's go take a look at the next one. I mean, for most of them, it's like they're just the same defenses. It's just the same things that we've seen. They just took one now, didn't they? They just, because this is an active battle right now. Yeah, so it's for the most part just the same defenses. We'll go through so many Sylvias. You see it. I don't have to tell you. You see how many. This is a full Sylvia tower. Sylvia, Lauren, Perna, full tower, and then this is just a. How do you not have a Sylvia? I can't even believe that they don't have a Sylvia. This is why I don't like Siege. So G3 Siege, G3 Siege. I did my Siege battles today. I was good. I actually did them. And then Ciara Twins. This is a different Odin tower. Did I just click on the same Twins tower? Oh, yeah, okay. I thought I clicked on this tower. So this is another one of those towers. Fairly standard. This is a different tower that I just clicked on. I know it looks the same, but it's a different tower. This is another Odin tower. It's a different tower, though. Let's take a look at this. I'm just going to go through a different way. That's actually not the first time we've seen this one. I've seen it. Did we see it in the Europe server? That someone else did that defense? Yanhong Masha. What do I have here? Fairly standard. That's the meta 4-star thing. This is yet another one. Kamun Orion Bastet. I mean, Kamun Odin Bastet. What do we have here? We have some twins. We have fairly standard stuff. We have Gianna. CR Gianna Savannah. Oh, they have Guardian Wings. I can't even imagine. Wow, that's so crazy. This is a joke. Jokes, guys. Jokes. Is this the same? No, that's the same. Yeah, that is the same tower I clicked on again. Okay. This is another Odin tower. This one is actually cool. I like this. I like this because I think that this light beast, not beast, the light Barbaric King. I don't know why I couldn't remember that, man. I'm thinking Beast Hunter. I'm like, I know it's not a Beast Hunter. I'm not that dumb. For whatever reason, name escapes me, man. I'm getting too old for the job. I really am. Getting too old for video games. Yet another Odin defense. Odin tower. That's like 5 Odin towers here, right? It's a lot of Odins. What do we have next? Mithril, 1780. This is a bloodbath. I have never seen. Wow. Wow. You see the top. You see the bars on the top, right? Wow. Wow. I hope I never have to fight Mithril, because I am officially scared of this guild now. Jeez. That was not even that. They didn't even. They didn't even let them have a chance. So we see a little bit of a mixed defenses here. Tanky bruisers. But I think also doing this, showing these different defenses, is nice to show early to mid-game players different defense options. Like, oh, I have this. Maybe I can build that. Oh, I have this. Maybe I can build that. And if you see something that you're like, oh, I have this LD5. I see that they're using it in defense. What are they using it with? And you're like, oh, I don't have that third unit. He's got this, and he's got this, and he's got that. Consider one of the meta 4-stars, of course. Like, oh, I don't have that third unit. I'll do maybe a Triana, or maybe I'll do a Skogul or Ryan or something like that. But if you're missing one of the units, just see what the best substitute is that's similar to what that unit does specifically. Like, for example, if you're missing a Dark Chimera, and you're like, oh, I have Kamun Orion. Well, you can do Kamun Orion like anything, right? Kamun Orion is anything is very strong. Some element neutral DPS threat, right? Kamun Orion anything. I was running Kamun Orion Perna for quite a while as well. So we have speed lead, we have strip, we have AoE defense break, right? AoE strip, AoE defense break, and then big nuke threat, we have 2 healers. Again, speed lead, strips, and threats. That's basically what it is. Let's see here. Another Twins tower. Twins and Ciara. I should try that on that. See, even I'm getting ideas. Like, I know the meta. I know these different teams. But even I'm getting ideas. I'm like, I should try this Ciara Twins. Because I have the Ciara and Twins. And I would have never put that as a defense. Like, I know the Twins Triana. And I kind of know that Ciara and the Twins is a defense. But I'm seeing it so much, I'm like, you know, maybe I should just actually use it and see how it does. But for that defense, you gotta cut. That needs to be fast. Needs to have a lot of accuracy. Also needs some tankiness too. So you need a lot of everything there. Another Gallion-Claire Miho. This has nothing in it. And this is another Savannah Tower. Fairly standard Savannah teams. This is another Kamoon Vigor Scoville teams. And then what else do we have? That was a brutal match though, man. That was a brutal match. I also want to try. I want to try that Light Druid team. I don't think it's gonna work for me using it, but we'll try it. We'll try it out. Some more Odins. Fairly standard. These Platies. Fire Mermaids. It's nice because she revives, and when she revives the Beast Rider comes back on the beast again, so you have to kill it 2 times, which is so toxic. If you guys saw the Miho video, like yeah, we know it's extremely toxic. So Rakan, Orion, and Tyrannus. But again, here's one of the things you're seeing in all these sieges. This one was kind of brutal too. This one was a very one-sided. One of the things you're seeing in the siege is, again, stacking the same team the whole way down the tower so that whoever's playing at the time, like, because you know the entire enemy guild is not going to be available at the same time. So maybe half the guild has counters to this team, but there's like maybe 2 people playing, like when there's like, oh, okay, it's 7 o'clock or whatever. 2 of us are doing siege. Oh, wow, we don't have all 5 counters to this team. So it's hard to take the whole tower if the same thing is stacked over and over and over again. So this is kind of different. I mean, CR, Gianna, and Rauk, Fire Nagami. It's crazy to see. Again, crazy to see. OP Nat 5, OP LD Nat 5, and 3-star drop from Feynman, right? It's still crazy. This is more of a standard. But you see, it's just a stripper CC. Stripper CC, right? Boom, boom, stripper CC. Let's see what we have here. This is another Scoville, Molly, and Vigor. This is another... This one's kind of weird to me. I feel like this one shouldn't be that crazy. Oh yeah, the music's still on. I feel like this one shouldn't be that crazy, like instead of the Bastard, right? So it's kind of interesting to see that. I wonder how well it does, but I mean, I guess, yeah, it's kind of like a mixed bag. It's at least winning some. Did I just click on the same one again? No, that's 2 different ones that have 4 wins, 3 losses. So it's it looks like it's like a 50% win rate. This one's got 3 losses though, based on rune quality. But if there's a set of shield on like Kamoon, for example, and then there's Will on Odin, that's 2 stacks, and then there's another speed buff and crit resist, so that's another 2 stacks, and then the shield from Kamoon when not the shield runes, but the shield passive shield on Odin, so that's 5 stacks on him. He wouldn't have an attack power buff like with the Bastard, but there's also a heal there too. So, and we see this is a different tower. See Galadriel in here. I guess they didn't have a Ciara. They're very sad, I'm sure, for not having Ciara. I'm sad for them. What else do we have? We see another Scoville and Molly and Vigor. Fairly standard. We see a Beta. I don't think we're seeing, and we're seeing Tessarion, man. Tessarion and so the other one, the other team, we were seeing the Tyrannus Tessarion Molly. Now we're seeing the Xingje Tessarion Molly. So just a tanky wind unit. And then instead of the Molly, here we're seeing the Beta. So I wonder, let's take a look at the actual 17 wins? What the? Okay, 17 wins. 17 wins. Wow. Wow. Oh, it's Thanatos. He's OP, though. I mean, there's a lot of OP players here, but his runes are nuts. Very nuts. 17 wins. Insane. Very crazy. One-sided, another one-sided siege battle, though. All right, so we have here. Let's see what we have here. I'm gonna go down. I'm trying to go like on the diagonal so that I don't click on the same bases 9,000 times. We're seeing some Wind Revivers with Orion and Masha on this tower. We're seeing, what do we have here? Fairly standard Savannah Tower. What do we have here? Fire Threat, Lauren, and Triana. Seeing fairly meta, just more meta teams. Thrown in there, another Odin Tower. What do we have here? Oh, this is a little bit oldie but good. It's not even that oldie. It's like from a couple months ago. It was more meta a couple months ago. So that's stuck in there. Another meta tower of this week's fun new thing. Hey, oh, that's kind of like my tower. One of my towers actually, because I have that that bad boy. Let's try this one. I have similar towers for some of these. For whenever I can stick the crazy nonsense, the crazy whale nonsense in. Not even whale nonsense, the crazy rare nonsense, I should say that. Because if I say the crazy whale nonsense, people think like all of them are money, 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 money. I haven't been spending as much money as you guys think that I have, like, lately. Like, you guys think, oh, he spends $1,000 a month. I'm like 50? Not that much. Not that much. I just happen to have, like, I try to make use of whatever I have. What else do we have here? But I've been skimping and scraping. Man, I'm like, I'm not saying that that's going to be the same situation when the Street Fighter packs come out. I'm like, oh, whale time. That's whale time, isn't it? So let's take a look at what we have here for Apocalypse and Octa. Wow, that's not very close. So we see another Speed Lead, Threat, Stripper, and Fire Threat. And again, Speed Lead, Threat, Stripper, and Fire Threat. Well, three threats really there. Speed Lead, Threat, Stripper, and Element Neutral Threat. Speed Lead, Threat, Fire Threat, Stripper. You know the drill. What do we have here? Another standard meta tower. Did I already click on this? I always feel like I clicked on it. Wind unit, tanky wind units sometimes, and then threat wind units. We have another Odin. Did I already click on? I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I keep clicking on the same ones, and I'm like, I'm not clicking on the same ones. They're just the same towers over and over and over again. This is a nice tower. I use something similar, but with Fran, because I don't have a Molly on the Artemail server account. This one. A lot of Artemails in this guild. Okay. Where were we? Oh, we were on this one, right? So just Kamoon, Orion, and Element Neutral Threat over there. What we have here, another Savannah Tower, fairly standard Savannah Tower. Lagmaron. It's not bad. Surprised to see that, but that's actually not bad. Basically, it's a fast threat. Whereas you have the speed lead, the strip, the defense break, and then you have a fast threat, right? So there's a different tower. I like to see different things with my toys in them, but I know you guys do too. That is a fairly standard one, fairly standard tower. But you see some of these towers are like some of these 3 stars and the 4 stars doing really good. Another Twins and Sierra Tower. Another Odin Tower. Is this the same did I click on the same tower? Oh, I did click on the same tower. That one was the same tower. Another Molly Tower. Another Savannah. I feel like we're on a trend. Yeah, I feel like we're on a trend. I feel like we're going to see a lot of the same stuff on the other servers too. We might see some different things on the Asian servers. So this is interesting. This is a little bit different. There's a There's the Jean Chandra, and then there's the Iris. So she's probably going to be very, very fast on Despair, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's going to be tankiness, like a lot of probably shields on 2 of the units. I would guess that there are going to be shields on 2 of the units, so they can withstand some burst damage. More Odins. Again, looks like we're just clicking the same towers, but I promise we're not. They're just the same defenses stacked over and over. Like, it really does look like it's the same towers, but they're not. They really aren't. Same defenses. Welcome to High Level Siege. Again, it almost looks exactly like the Europe one because same thing. Same thing. Okay, last one. Let's take a look at what we have here. This was not completely one-sided either, but like some of them are like one guild didn't stand a chance apparently, or one guild just got like way overwhelmed really fast. Like they just struck really hard and fast. So seeing another Rakan. Did we see this one first or no? I don't know, man. I'm getting deja vu from every... No, we didn't see this one first. I'm getting deja vu from these towers. This guild likes to use Rakans, apparently. And fairly... Oh, hold on now. So that's interesting. He's got AoE CC. So we got the strip, speed lead, strip, AoE CC. And he does random, his passive makes him randomly tankier or higher DPS based on whatever numbers it rolls. So we see we saw this one a little bit on Europe as well, with the Galleon, Triton, and Perna. And we see another, no, formation. This is kind of like a mixed tower. What do we have here? Oh, this is literally the one I just clicked on, okay. That's nothing. This one is some more of that. We've got some towers with some missing defenses, man. Fairly standard. More of a tanky tower, right? And some of these, okay, here's another thing that I mentioned in the other video, but I didn't mention it in this one yet. When there's so many towers that they take, they're not putting some of their premium defenses in some of these towers. Like, there's towers that are just missing teams in there, right? Because they just took too many towers that they don't have the rest of their more premium meta teams for those towers. So, some of these may be like Plan B teams, not their number one teams. So they just took a lot of towers way fast and pushed really great. That's one of the downsides to pushing so aggressively is you spread yourself out thin and then they can pick apart like easier towers that way. So that's just one of the things why one of the strategies is you don't want to go too aggressively. So anyway, that's it for this one. I hope it wasn't super crazy, ridiculously long. We will take a look at the other ones. I feel like it's going to be the same things, but I'm really hoping we see some other kind of different, more interesting teams, because we kind of saw the same thing for the most part with like very little variation between global and Europe. Very, very similar, but hopefully we see different things on Japan, Korea, China, and Asia. We'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for this one. I will see you as always in the next one.